Okay, I think Jamie, Clive, are we ready?
We're ready. Yeah,
Yep.
Good,
let's
all
do
ready.
this.
Well, welcome everybody, and thank you for joining the TP-Link Armada webinar hosted by Nimans. I'm Judith Addison, I'm the TP-Link product manager, and I'd like to introduce Jamie and Clive. Jamie Thornton is the business development manager for Unified Communications. Good morning, Jamie.
Morning,
And
Judith.
Clive Fernandez is the senior pre-sales engineer for TP-Link. So he's the one with all the answers to all the technical questions that we'll pass straight over to you, Clive. So Jamie, if you'd like to start your presentation.
Yeah, of course.
Thank
Guys,
you.
just like Judith said, thank you very much for attending this webinar. Appreciate that. Obviously, taking time out of your busy schedules isn't ideal. So yeah, thank you very much for joining. Like Judith said, I'm the business development manager for Unified Communications, and this is what we are going to be running through today. So just going to have a brief introduction of TP-Link from a global level, but also a UK level. Talk about key market drivers within Unified Communications and where we feel TP-Link sit within that vertical. Some of the solutions that we offer, and that's where Clive's going to take over, talking about typical networking topologies for micro SMEs all the way up to large businesses. Brief introduction of a case study that we're working on with one of our very important UC partners. Talking about the partner program that we recently launched in May this year, and then just a summary of why we feel it's beneficial to partner with TP-Link for any UC system integrators and managed service providers. So let's get started. This is just a little introduction into TP-Link as an overall business. So it was founded in 1996 by two brothers. We started off in the consumer electronics space, and that's where our heritage is, was selling products such as range extenders, power lines, mesh Wi-Fi solutions. And this pillar of the business is really, really important to us because it's allowed us to venture into other areas such as ISP, CCTV, and our focus for the webinar today, which is the Armada platform, which is our software-defined networking portfolio. We are a global company with offices in over 170 different countries. And last year, we did an annual turnover of around about $5 billion, just to give you the scale of what TP-Link is like as a business. Now onto the UK team. So I've been at TP-Link just over two years. And in those 2 years, I've seen the B2B business, but the overall business grow from 60 employees round to now 100 plus employees. So a huge upscale in terms of headcount. And we are looking to actively recruit more people in the business. Our HQ is based in Reading Green Park. We've got our local pre-sales and markets team, which are based in that office, as well as the B2B team and all of our finance teams as well, who are more than happy to support our valued partners. And we've recently just moved into a new state-of-the-art warehouse, which Clive has been working very, very diligently on in Newbury, that can hold anywhere between 20 to 30 million pounds worth of stock at any given time. And that's a clear differentiator between TP-Link and the competition, where a lot of warehouses, their main hubs, or a lot of vendors, sorry, are based in mainland Europe, whereas our warehouse is in the UK, and that stock is ours and ours alone. Just a couple of probably little known facts for you guys. Something that we're very proud of. The first one is TP-Link have been recognized in the Gartner Magic Quadrant for the last 6 consecutive years, which is really, really important for us. Not every single networking vendor gets to go onto the Gartner Magic Quadrant. So yeah, that's a real plus point from our perspective. But also as well, we have been recognized according to IDC as the world's #1 global vendor for the past 12 consecutive years, selling wireless LAN products. So that goes to show the scale of TP-Link as a business, both in the consumer pillar, but also within the B2B area as well, the Armada platform. This slide here just gives you a little bit of an understanding in terms of what our business looks like. So obviously on the bottom line, you've got the consumer range, which is obviously, like I said, which is our heritage, the Deco, Tapo, and Caso, which is all your range extenders, your Wi-Fi, smart IoT products, smart sensors, smart plugs, smart lighting. And like I said, this is such a huge, important part of our business because it's allowed us now to really channel all of our research and development, make sure that we're really focusing now on the business side of things, because we've kind of got really good relationships with a lot of partners within in the retail and e-tail space, selling our consumer products. Now we're focusing and channeling all of our energy into the Armada platform, Aginet platform, and also the Vigi CCTV. Armada is obviously what we're going to focus on today because that's our software-defined networking, and that complements the kind of UC verticals or the unified communications and telecommunications solutions that you guys will be installing on a daily, weekly basis. Gives you that really good complementary solution to offer really robust networking infrastructure. One thing I do want to mention though is the Vigi CCTV security platform, and that portfolio, it is in its infancy, but we're getting some really, really robust and good products in that portfolio and on that platform. And that is going to be hopefully moving across where you will be able to manage our CCTV cameras on the Armada platform, hopefully in the not too distant future, potentially towards the end of 2024. And that's going to be known as it Armada Central, Clive?
Sorry, Jamie. Yes, that's gonna
Yeah.
call as Armada Central.
Brilliant. And you know, that's another massive value add as well in the ever increasing technology getting better and better. It seems very, very quickly. You know, you need to have some decent CCTV security as well within businesses. So that's something that we're very, very excited about. Now, moving on, before I start, obviously with talking about the market trends, the UC vertical has been a huge focus for TP-Link throughout 2024 and moving into 2025 and beyond. We believe we've got an excellent scalable end-to-end solution that complement any kind of UC deployment, whether it be a micro SME or a large enterprise client. And this is why we're so excited about the future within UC. But yeah, I won't go into too much detail about that because Clive's going to go through the kind of networking topologies, and I don't want to steal his thunder. So yeah, we'll move on to the market trends. One of the big things that we've noticed, especially within unified communications, is obviously the PSTN switch off. Originally, it was scheduled for December 2025. That's now been pushed back to January 2027. But we believe, and after having lots of different conversations, that this might get pushed back even further. And because of that, we realized that DSL, SAGIA is still going to be very much needed past that date. So something that we're really excited about is we're actually bringing out some DSL routers that can be managed on the Armada platform. But I can send through details of that at a later date. We've got battle cards and stuff. But yeah, the PSTN switch off is a huge factor for unified comms. But we do believe that we've got a suitable solution that can cater for any type of business, whether it be FTTP or that SAGIA connection. Also, especially from post-pandemic, the nature of hybrid working now, where people will have 2-3 days in the office or at home. We know that Teams, Google, Zoom calls are going to be the norm day in, day out. Even though it is important to have face-to-face meetings, we do appreciate that you know, you are going to rely heavily on Teams and Zoom and Google calls. So yeah, we need to make sure that we've got some decent networking infrastructure in the background in order to have that seamless connectivity. And also the increasing use of soft phones and mobiles. Okay, VoIP telephony is still critical, but I'm talking to you guys now on a laptop. I'm sure a lot of people have dialed in on their laptop, and with the increasing use of soft phones and mobiles, and the more devices you have on a network, the better and the more reliable and the better network you're going to need to have within your business. So the challenges, obviously, the large increase in soft phone inventory. You need to make sure that you've got that enterprise grade wireless solution. If you've got VoIP telephony products, if you've got video conferencing rooms and you're hosting a multitude of devices, you're going to need to have that reliable networking infrastructure in the background to have that seamless connectivity. There'll be nothing worse than calls dropping or things buffering when you're trying to be on a call. And this is where I think TP-Link can really help support you and give you that real value add, because our infrastructure and our products, they are really, really good, decent products. We know we pride ourselves on our reliability, and it's a great value add and a good conversation to have with your customers to say, if you are deploying that unified communication solution, have you thought about upgrading your wireless networking infrastructure as well? Especially within micro SMEs, so maybe your 5 to 10 businesses, employees in the business. Customer networking infrastructure is often undervalued. You might have a router in the corner, an access point behind a metal girder, or a switch underneath a desktop in the IT desk in reception. But in reality, because technology is advancing so quickly, we need to have that decent networking infrastructure, and you as an MSP or a system integrator can sell that to them and also manage that solution on their behalf. And it just gives them that seamless connectivity, not having to worry about IT or not having to worry about networking or internet going down, because you can manage everything completely remotely on the Armada dashboard. And the last thing that we see, especially within unified communications and within businesses that deploy UC solutions or have networking infrastructure as that value add, is the multi-vendor product setup, which increases complexity around troubleshooting and obviously problem solving. What you'll tend to find is there'll be a Draytech route, or there'll be router A for vendor A. You'll have a switch by vendor B and a access point by vendor C. In the unfortunate event that any of your network goes down, then you're going to have to call up 3 different vendors, and you may not get an answer. Everyone will blame each other, and 2 weeks down the line, you're no quicker to resolving the solution than you were at the start. The good thing about TP-Link is obviously we've got that complete end-to-end solution. So we've got the router, the switches and the access points that can be managed centrally, all on one pane of glass. And when I was having a conversation with another partner, he put a really good analogy on saying it's one throat to choke, but also one back to pat. And I remembered that, and I'll probably use that for a lot of my pitches moving forward, because it does sum it up really well. If you've got that single vendor approach, then you just come directly to me if there are any issues, and we hopefully will be able to resolve that 9 times out of 10 and troubleshoot over the phone or on a Teams call or Zoom. So the solutions that we offer, we are going to be one of the first vendors to offer Wi-Fi 7 products. They've actually been collecting dust in our warehouse for the past 7-8 months. We're just waiting for the Wi-Fi Alliance to kind of ratify everything, cross the T's and dot the I's. And once they give the green light, then a firmware upgrade will be readily available from our HQ. We'll add that into the Wi-Fi 7 access points, and then we'll have Wi-Fi 7 APs good to go. All of our routers and switches and access points on the Armada platform can be remotely managed, meaning that anywhere in the UK or the world, you can make sure you're configuring or troubleshooting any network of any client on your controller remotely. You don't have to go into the office, don't have to pay an engineer to actually go onto site. You can do most of the stuff on our Armada dashboard. And also the single vendor approach for you, it just makes diagnostics a lot simpler. You will probably be able to diagnose the problem even before your customer, your end user, your client knows there is an issue, because we have some really strong, good functionalities and features that will alert you to any issues, potential issues that you might experience within the network. And also as well, we've also got the OCNA training, but I'll go into a little bit more detail about that further on in the slides. Now I'm going to put myself on mute and hand over to Mr. Clive Fernandez, who will be able to talk you through some of the networking topologies and kind of a typical networking solution within a variety of different clients, from micro SME all the way up to mid-market. So Clive, over to you, my friend.
Thank you, Jamie. Hi, guys. So we just divided the topologies into different ways. So one of it is we're actually very proud that we will be releasing soon DSL gateway modem router that will be supported on the Omada platform now. So as you can see from the topology, one of the model, which is on the FTTT SOGR topology, the model number is DR3650V4G. So that's going to be supported on a DSL. So that's ADSL and VDSL, plus also it will be supporting 3G, 4G. Now, with this particular topology, it's pretty simple. So you got just your DSL router. You can even put a VPN, just a fiber to the premises as well, if that is another topology. And we have just used a 8-port switch, which is SG2210MP, and connected to some of the IP phones and the Omada access points. Yeah, the similar is with the FTTP topology as well. So if there is a fiber termination instead of the DSL router, you can even use a Omada VPN router. Now, one of the peculiar thing about this particular router, which we have put in, which is a ER7212PC, is this particular router is a 3-in-1 router, which means it has a built-in Omada controller. It is a 8-port PoE switch, and it also is a VPN router. Now, the reason for this particular router, it only goes for a small deployment because the inbuilt Omada controller only supports 10 access points and 2 switches. So if you have any project that you need at least 10 access point or less than that, and you need a Omada controller, then the best would be to use this 3-in-1 router. Okay. Next, Jamie. Right. The second one for the topology we have used for like 20 seats. The router that we are using is, if it is a fiber to the premises, you can use a ER7206, which is a WAN router, or if it is a DSL termination, then you can use the DR360V router. Now, the DR360V is our DSL gateway router. It supports 3 RJ11 ports, out of which 2 of the RJ11 ports are FXS ports, and 1 of it is a DSL port. It comes with 5 RJ45 gigabit ports and 2 USB ports. The 2 USB ports can be used for 3G, 4G dongles. It also has a WAN port, and it does a WAN. So you could use it as a WAN or even a USB modem mode as well. And you can do multi-WAN load balancing as well. Now, another thing about our Omada routers is that any router that supports Wi-Fi, it also supports mesh into it. So imagine if you have a very small deployment where you might just need a Omada router and maybe a couple of access points, you can use that Omada Wi-Fi router with some of the access points that support mesh into that particular platform. Okay. Next. The third topology, we have upscaled it. So what we have done is we have used ER706W4G. That is a Wi-Fi router and also supports 3G, 4G SIM slot directly into the router itself. Depending upon the scale of the topology, you could even use a WAN router, which is much more higher, which is ER8411. And as a core network, we have used one of our SFP 10 gig SFP switch, which is a 8-port SFP switch, and it's all of the ports are supporting 10 gig, and then they are connected to layer 3 switches. Okay. You could mix match any of the switches that you want to. It depends upon the environment. It depends upon your network as well. And at the end, you can just connect all of your access points, CCTV, and your IP phones as well. So the reason for this topologies is just to give you an idea on the different product sets that we have and how you can couple them to make the topology, to make that network work. Now, if you guys have any networking, in terms of building a network, and if you guys need any help on that, we are happy to build that network with you guys as well. Okay. Thank you.
Awesome, thanks for that, Clive. Yeah, and I hope you understand and you can see firsthand that the topologies that we're showing there just shows how scalable our solution is, in terms of we can cater for lots of different clients. You may not necessarily need a layer 3 switch in the edge, or one of our 24-port PoE switches with 10 gig uplinks, but it just goes to show that we've got lots of different flavors within the portfolio that will cater for lots of different environments. And this is why we're, like I said, so excited about the unified communications vertical, because we believe we've got now, especially when the DSL routers are available, we've got a solution that can meet 100% requirements for all types of businesses. So moving on, just a little case study for one of our most important partners that are purchasing with Nimans, my most important distribution partner, and it's Exxon Health, who are deploying a variety of TP-Link managed switches throughout their doctor surgeries across the UK. This is a part of a government initiative, which is the Advanced Telephony Better Purchasing Framework, which is based on minimizing that 8 a.m. call rush. I'm sure I won't be alone in saying that whenever you're poorly or you want to book a doctor's appointment, everybody calls at 8 o'clock and you're 25th in the queue. And you have to wait on hold for a long period of time. Part of Exxon's remit and what they offer their doctor surgeries is inbound and outbound traffic in terms of monitoring calls going in. They also request callbacks, so you're not having to wait on the phone on hold for ages. And they run they've got an excellent platform with all their doctor surgeries called Surgery Connect. By the end of 2024, hopefully our switches should be in close to 2,000 surgeries across the UK. Like I said, helping minimize that 8 a.m. call rush. And yeah, they're also purchasing alongside our managed switches, 8, 24 and 48 port PoE, and they're also buying our cloud-based controller license, which has lots of functionalities and features, zero-touch provisioning. Our cloud controller is plugged into AWS servers in 3 different countries: Singapore, Ireland, and the US. So you'll have 99.9% uptime. Lots of benefits going down the cloud-based controller route, which is a subscription model, but it's a very, very cost-effective subscription model. And like I said, Exxon are an extremely important partner of ours, and they will be moving into the future.
Yep. Also, just to let you know, guys, on the subscription model, the CPC platform which we have, we will be also coming up with the Cloud Essential platform, which will be completely free of charge. So it is a CPC platform, which is directly cloud platform. So instead of the licensing, that will be completely free of charge. But there will be some applications not there versus the CPC platform versus the Essential.
Brilliant. Thanks for that, Clive. Now on to the partner program. So like I said, Solution X partner program has been live since May. There are huge benefits to sign up, not only some additional discount and price support off all of our Armada products, but also you get priority to pre and post sale support available with our excellent pre-sales team. We're more than happy to jump on tri-party calls with yourself and your clients to offer that credibility and offer that confidence that the solutions that we recommend will work. And that's something we really pride ourselves on, is the level of support that we give all of our partners. We value all of you guys. If you're putting trust in us to deploy solutions within different business environments, we want to repay that faith and support you in any way we can. And I am biased, but I do believe that we've got one of the best pre-sales teams in the business, and it's ever expanding. I think when I first started, and there was only 2 people in the pre-sales team, we've now got 7. So we are, on a real upward trajectory. There's also preferential access to training courses such as OCNA, which is the Armada Certified Network Administrator course, the Armada Deep Dive. And also we can offer bespoke training sessions held at your offices. As long as we get enough people on board and signed up and showing an interest, we can actually travel to you at your offices and deliver those courses on your behalf and tailor it to kind of what your needs are. Clive, I'll let you go into a little bit more detail about the OCNA towards the end. But yeah, we can discuss that later on. And also we actually have an Armada demo van. So if you sign up to the partner program, you get to utilize that for partner events and potential road shows. And also as well, if you're looking to run any marketing campaigns, like I said, we've got a local marketing team, a couple of developers, a couple of graphic designers that can help with any campaigns that you want to do to help on web pages and stuff like that. And I can share the partner program link after the presentation and the webinar is finished if you are interested in signing up. These are just some of the benefits that you get. I won't go into too much detail about this, but we have 4 different areas: so registered, silver, gold, and platinum. As part of the silver, you need to be doing a minimum of 5K revenue a quarter to be on the silver partnership. Gold is 25K, platinum is 100K a quarter, and the partner program is the type of customers that we want to get onto the partner program are system integrators and managed service providers, as well as installers that are going out and actually managing networks, or going out and installing or integrating networks and managing the overall network and Wi-Fi. So that's who this partner program is designed for. On to NFR. So it's all well and good us mentioning how strong the Armada products are, but we definitely feel that you get the biggest benefit from actually utilizing our NFR promotion, which is up to 40% discount off standard trade price, to actually buy the products, test them, look at the functionalities and features in terms of what the Armada dashboard has to offer, and then see for yourself at first-hand experience. The 2 kind of end-to-end solutions are kind of typical networking topologies that would be perfect in a unified communications or business that wants a UC solution that needs a good Wi-Fi refresh as well. Again, though, like I said, if you are struggling with anything, please do reach out to either myself or one of our pre-sales team, who will be able to walk you through the dashboard, going through some of the more harder to understand and figure out functionalities and features. Like I said, we're more than happy to support in that aspect and talk you through the platform in a lot more detail, just to show you what the real benefits are in terms of the management piece. And lastly, probably the most important slide, this is why we think it's beneficial for you to partner up with TP-Link moving forward. So the first point that not a lot of people know is TP-Link have a lifetime warranty on all of their Armada products. So in the unlikely event that any product fails, we will ship out a brand new product free of charge, no questions asked. What we will try and do is beforehand get you on a call with our pre-sales guys to try and troubleshoot to see if there was any features or anything that you've missed out from a configuration perspective. But if that all of those kind of questions have been answered and we still can't figure out any issues, then yeah, of course we will get these products sent back to us, where we'll test them in our warehouse, and a new product will be shipped out to you next day if there's stock available. But yeah, we do, like I said, rely and pride ourselves on the reliability. We do have a lot of very rigorous testing and quality control, do all the research and development, and build all of our products in-house in our manufacturing hubs in Hong Kong, Vietnam, China, and Brazil. Something else that I wanted to highlight is that last year, 1.5% of our products did get returned. They always get returned back to our UK warehouse, where they will get tested. Out of that 1.5%, only 0.2% were actually faulty, which is the best in class compared to lots of other networking vendors. So in the event, if you're unlucky enough to have a product fail, you also get the backup of having that lifetime warranty, so you're not going to be missing out on anything and you're not going to be out of pocket. Like I said as well, our pre and post sales team are fantastic. They really want to help support you guys in any kind of networking solution, any deployment that you're working on with your clients. We also have the offering of free networking site surveys, which is completely no obligation to buy, We do all the work in the background. There is a process that you need to follow in terms of filling out a pre-survey qualification form, getting us floor plans of the environment that you're looking to offer a Wi-Fi networking refresh. And then what we do is we type all that and punch all that data into a bit of software that we subscribe to, which is called Ekahau Pro, where a nice heat map gets completed and a bill of materials in terms of a solution that we recommend. That gets sent over to you guys for you to share with your client. It's a really detailed PDF, a detailed document that one of my colleagues, Arturo, in the pre-sales team is in charge of, and he does a fantastic job. Like I said, it's completely free. There's no obligation for you to buy. You're not tied into anything, but it's a really good option to have and utilize with your customers to show that the solution that we provide will work. Onto the training, OCNA. Clive, do you want to go into a little bit more detail about the OCNA and what the benefits are of signing up to that?
Yep. So the OCNA, we have two different parts of it. One is theoretical, where you have a lot of the presentation slides which we show on different technologies, and also then we have an actual set of products that you have to work on as a practical, because we feel that presentation slides don't actually work all the time. So we actually want you to work on our actual products as a practical session, and actually do some sessions with us, which actually help you to know actually how the products work, how the Omada works. And for the UC market as well, we know that VLANs, segregating the network with your telephoning system or your Wi-Fi, is very important as well. Now we do demonstrate how the VLANs work, how to construct those VLANs, and a lot of do's and don'ts that we tell in terms of like what needs to be the best wireless performance, or for the network performance. All the good points, we can actually showcase them. And if you have any queries during the OCNA, it's not that we stick to those particular points. You can always ask us any more questions, and we can actually show you during that time. So it does become an interactive session.
Brilliant, yeah. And I think we've had really positive feedback all in all from all the OCNA courses that we're running. Originally, it was mainly run out of our Reading office. It's now going to be moving over to Newbury, but we are now starting to offer OCNA courses across the country. And you'll be pleased to know that Nimans are hosting one next week. Unfortunately, that's been maxed out now. We've had 18 attendees, and there are people that are wanting to join in but can't because the availability has been taken up. We're hoping.
I'm sure we'll host another one, Jamie.
That's exactly what I was going to say. I'm hoping that before the end of the year, another course will be added. So if anybody is interested, please feel free to sign up when we know dates are locked in. But yeah, like I said, we're going to be starting to offer more courses in geographical locations for all of our partners across the UK. Last couple of points. Like I mentioned, obviously we've got our UK warehouse, the brand new UK warehouse based in Newbury. This is a clear differentiator from other vendors, and it means that the lead times into distribution into Nimans are considerably quicker than with the competition. Obviously, having main hubs based in mainland Europe, you've obviously got to get through customs, and other countries from Europe will be fighting for that same allocation. The beauty of TP-Link is because we have that UK warehouse, normally it's no longer than 5 to 10 working days into disti. We try to make sure that we keep to that 5-day SLA time, 5 working days. And also as well, that stock is ours and ours alone. Nobody else can touch it from any other country. That is the UK stock, which we supply our UK partners. And also our warehouse team are fantastic. They're really efficient. They make sure that they keep on top of the deliveries, and they run a very tight ship. The last thing that I wanted to highlight as well is just obviously the partner program. Because we are the OEM, because we're the manufacturer, there is margin in our products. So we want to make sure that we are supporting you guys as well as distribution and Nimans to make sure you win as many deals as possible if you put these forward to us. So please have a conversation with us if you're working on projects where we're in a competitive situation and it needs to be at a price point. you know, we can obviously pull those levers, and if you speak to me, I can make a business case to help support you in that sense. We also offer deal registrations. So if any project that you guys are working on, where you've done your due diligence, you've qualified this opportunity, you've done 90% of the work, you've brought that opportunity to us, I can put a deal registration in place which will lock that price in for you and your partner, and you and your partner only. We have had situations in the past where other people have come in at the last minute and undercut the price by 5 or 10%, and that deal's lost. That's not how we want to work. So we want to make sure that if you bring this opportunity to us, and as long as you've shown us the steps in terms of working with that client, we want to give you the best opportunity to win that deal. So other partners can come to us at a later date with that same project, but they won't get the same level of discount, meaning that you're at an advantage. And the last thing I wanted to mention as well is that any public sector customers that you have, any clients within education, any of the blue light services, so doctors, surgeries, ambulance, or dental practices, anything that we class as public sector, you'll get an automatic 15% discount off standard trade price. And we're happy to help in that. Again, there needs to be due diligence done as a process in terms of making sure that we know that it's definitely going into a public sector end user. We won't do anything with that information in terms of the details that you provide, but we just need to make sure that we're doing all things we're going about it in the correct process our way, in order to make sure we're qualifying that opportunity. But yeah, those are a few points of why we think it's beneficial, both from a support, commercial, and technical perspective. And I think that's about it. So thank you very much for your time, guys. If you've got any questions, feel free to ask away. If not, have a fantastic rest of your day. And hopefully looking forward to work with you in the future.